I get this task to summarize the year of development in 30 minutes. Easy. In fact, very challenging to pick only those pull requests of those small features on larger features to actually say what the V5 will be about and what is in the future. So let me just jump to the next things because time is flying very quickly. I have to mention about some key features that will be part of the V5. Later on, I will back to what Łukasz said regarding where we are with the upgrades of the technical stack. Then there will be fun part, meaning the new extension points and the APIs with some small demos. And last but not least, I would like to give you some insights what interesting happened in the documentation and the knowledge or trainings at Ibexa. So, key features. AI, that has been released. Collaboration, we are finalizing this. And there is one also big module that is coming, which will be the discount, very soon. For all of those, they are big enough to have separate sessions for them, and I will leave those overview of those features, our extension points which are related to it, our relation API, to the dedicated sessions that will be straight after this presentation in day 1 and day 2. Speaking about technical upgrades and upgrade to the Symfony 7, you know the deadline. At the moment, what has been done, you might already see it while creating a project based on the main master branches. You could already see the PHP 8.3 is the minimum required version. We resolve all the DXP deprecations, so the code which has been deprecated by us some time ago, and we were not very strict about removing this code, but that was the right time to do so, and we proceed. Łukasz mentioned integration with Rector tool. Probably you are already using it in context of the other products based on the Symfony. We also take this tool, and for those deprecations which somehow might impact on the partners project, we try to deliver the Rector rule that will help you with the refactoring part of it. Then there was also a big challenge to clean up all the code which used deprecated symbols from Symfony 5.4. And the biggest part of it was actually revamping the security layer. As you might know, in the Symfony ecosystem, there was few, I would say, major changes to how the security layer works, and we need to a bit catch up on this, but this work is done. So, yay, the upgrade is unblocked for us. And yeah, if you go to the GitHub today, you will see in every repository the pull request which brings the compatibility with Symfony 6.4 already. And when I'm speaking, it's already in QA. So they're trying to find what we've missed, and I expect to merge it soon. The next step, immediately after this, will be to resolve, of course, the references to deprecated symbols from Symfony 6 and jump directly to Symfony 7. We'll see which version will be last one, Rust released in the day when we were going to tag the Ibexa DXP. And yeah, I will not going to show it live on this laptop today, but if you run the project based on main master branches, you will see that it's already up and running on 6.4. So yeah, we are just about to do this milestone. Next, new extension points and APIs. And here I have to unfortunately pick some of them with many of the changes which came last year. And here I will refer to the previous year. As you remember, we introduced Ibexa notification package, which brings helpful helpers to work with Symfony notifier bundle, such as adapter for recipients, which allows you to use the repository user or to extract the phone number or email out of it if you want to use it in those channels. In this year, we also put it one step further, because what I was missing is, okay, you were able to use the channels which were already there, so sending emails, sending chat notifications, and so on. But one thing was missing, which was actually the integration with internal notification system. So this small, tiny bell icon in the back office. So we changed this. We implemented the custom channel, which, in my opinion, simplifies sending those notifications a lot. So basically, API is very similar to what is offered in the vanilla Symfony. You have to create the notification object. You can optionally set some icon, pass the content of the notification. Optionally, you could as well set the route which will be used when someone clicks on notification. And as in case of every notification and this component, you simply send this. So let me show this, how this looks like in practice. I hope you will be able to see my screen. I will be a lazy guy and copy the content out of here. So I have already prepared this one. You can maybe change something here. Yeah. Here. And what I should see when I go to the back office is our notification. Very simple API. In my opinion, very helpful, especially as we just yesterday discussed in the Partner Advisory Board introducing asynchronous operations. You also might spot it on the roadmap. This will be a way to go to, for instance, notify the users that, hey, your task is completed. Okay. If you have custom notifications or notifications which you want to send more in one channel, you could also add the support for internal notifications. There's a very simple contract for this system notification interface, and the usage is pretty simple. Having this or implementing this interface allows you to send the notification to multiple channels of your choice. Okay, let's move on. Something which is also coming very soon, but is unfortunately blocked by pull requests with Symfony 6 compatibility is actually the pull request which introduced the first dependencies from API platform to the product. We're starting from getting rid of the old RAML format and move it to the open API. For many reasons. First of all, I believe the open API is right now the standard. Everybody forgot about those previous ones. And the tools ecosystem is much, much better. It allows us to generate better quality of the clients based on those definitions, better looking documentation, and so on and so on. So the pull requests are ready and have been ready in August, actually, which introduced those. But as soon as we merge the Symfony 6 compatibility, we can proceed with those pull requests. Okay, next, going to a bit of PIM area and the commerce. While working on discounts, of course, there was a question how to get the while receiving the price, how to get not only what was the base price for the discount, but also what is the new and old price. So having the access to entire history. And there was a different solutions on the table, but we decided to go with approach which is heavily inspired with Symfony Messenger component of the stamps and envelopes. So we borrowed this idea and works really, really well. Concept is very simple. You have stamps. Each stamp is the one modification of the price and can come with additional metadata. When this happened, whatever you need. The only criteria is that you have to implement the getNewPrice method. Alongside with it, there is a price envelope interface, which is implemented by the price itself, which allows you to attach those stamps or retrieve those stamps. You could get the last one of the given type. You could list all of them or stamps only of specific classes. You could also remove the stamps. But overall, it gives you the access to the entire history of it. Okay, how to use it in practice? Except the discount use case, which is quite obvious. We could think about the use case when we have like the product catalog and the e-commerce and then connected to it. We just define the prices in the one base master currency, and then we would like to automatically convert those prices for those products which doesn't have the defined price explicitly in a given currency to automatically do the exchange, but also keep the information about this fact. So here what you can see is a definition of this stamp. So as I said, the only one mandatory method is getNewPrice. All others, I skipped the getters, but all others are metadata which are attached here. So we will store what was the original price, what was the price after conversion, what was the rate, and when the exchange happened. The rest of it is extension points that you are already probably familiar with. We have this one nice facade which is price resolver, which gives you basically pass the product context of the price. You are or if you are calculating it for a card, for a page list of the products or anything else. I'm decorating this service here. That's how it's meant to be extended in this particular case. And of course, there is whole resolve price method, which I've skipped here. But the essence of it is the convert price method, which takes the price, use the converter from Money PHP library, collect all the metadata that are necessary, and attach the stamp to the price. So, yeah, we can jump to the demo as well. So I have some products here. It's very simple store with electronic components and some books. The one which I recommend is, for instance, this one. But for the purpose of this demo, we are using one of the components here, which code I'd use it here, 2.5, this one. So as you see, I just have only price in euros, and absolutely nothing more here. And of course, in this case, when I should show it as well. So this is the demo code of it. It's very simple CLI interface, which will allow us to inspect what is happening. As you see, I'm calling getting the currency from the command line options, getting what product I would like to check in terms of the arguments of the CLI, retrieving the price with passing a context. As I said, here I'm saying explicitly, hey, give me the price in euros or whatever is passed to the CLI. Then we have the access to the stamp. I'm checking if it's actually stamp is attached, and then print some stuff. So we could see that, for instance, in this product, which I ask for the price in euro, and product have defined price in euro. I don't have to do any conversion, so the price is exactly as it should be. But for instance, if I would ask for a price in Polish zloty, then the conversion should happen. So it's over 100 Polish zloty. If we convert the 25 euros, that was the exchange rate, and the exchange date was actually just right now, as we expect. Very simple concept, but very powerful. Later on, it will be used by us also to implement price history feature and much more. And I think in other cases when we need to have more dynamic logic behind resolving prices, I think it would be extremely useful. Okay, let me go back to the slides. Next, very small thing, which was actually the result of the conversations that I have with Piotr Karaś from the Calliope. They point out that, hey, the set of attributes for the PIM building the product is good, but we are missing this case when I cannot define all possible options. So yeah, we need a solution for it. Moreover, I would like to ensure that those symbols or those things follow the specific format, or from time to time could be, for instance, unique. So yes, we are just about to release this small LTS update as well, which brings this attribute type to the PIM. From developer point of view, that means that it's easier for us to model properly the product specification, but also I believe there is nice extension points that will help us later on. So, as usually in our DNA is extensibility, and it cannot be different in terms of the symbol attribute. You, of course, are able to define your own symbol types. So, in this case, I'm going to introduce ESBN 13 type of the symbol. It's simply YAM configuration. As some sanity check, you can define the regex that have to match the symbol. You could define if it should be unique. You could define what are example values of it for it. And yeah, alongside with it, there is one thing which you cannot define in the YAM configuration, but this is fully optional part of the whole symbol attribute. You could define the checksum for those symbol types. It's extremely simple, I believe, interface. You're getting the attribute definitions, you're getting what is the value of the symbol, and your only one job is to say if it's matching the constraints or not. So yeah, that's how it could looks like in terms of this symbol type. I skipped the get digits method. It was only responsible for getting rid of all the hypotheses, different characters which are used to make it more readable. At the beginning, I'm checking if it's have the right number of the digits. It have to be 13 in this particular examples. And after that, I'm implementing very simple algorithm, which basically each odd of the numbers add to the checksum, each even multiply by 3. And at the end of the day, modulo 10, it should be 0. And of course, this kind of things came with the necessary service definitions. And the only one specific here, as usually, is the proper tag and the format which this particular checksum validator should be attached to. So let's do the demo. go back to the product. Here's my book. I already have it here. And yeah, we could try to pass something that will immediately say that checksum is invalid. So yeah, as you might expect. Probably some improvement will be to, in case when I'm creating new products, to be able to auto-generate this, the checksum digit. But even with this, it's, I believe, much more helpful for the editors to have it the right, actually, the numbers are kind of symbols. Very simple thing, but as I said, it allows to better model the PM specifications, product catalogs, and potential use case for this kind of small thing. It's much more. There's associated with it the criteria that you could use to retrieve those products by those symbols which you attach to it. If you, for instance, mark in the definitions this as unique, you will be able to use it as a secondary or third identifier for a product if you have these use cases when the given product have different SKUs along the different vendors and so on. Very small thing, but I see the partners who implement it in simpler way, but we agreed that that was a good idea to introduce this as a module available for you to just download. Alongside with the symbol attribute, the one small also LTS update which is coming is date and time attribute, but this is much more straightforward. Okay. Next small thing, you hear the Bertrand on the keynote. He mentioned many times about the experience layers of the product catalog and Ibexa. Translating from the marketing and business to engineering, that means that you will be able to, and you right now able to wrap some remote products within the content, because the content part, this is the part where we are really shine. And for that, some time ago, we introduced, I don't know, that was a year or two ago, we introduced this small interface which is implemented by those content wrappers, like local products or taxonomy entry. It was fine, but there was one small thing, or actually drawback of it. So if you would like to render some specific part of those products, what you have to do was actually first retrieve the content from the object, and then on this you could work. Fine. Usually that's end up with additional local verbal somewhere in the tweak templates. But what we would like to do, and what is right now happening, those small or the content wrappers will be natively supported by all those functions or tweak helpers. So the templates will be much, much simpler. I hope so. Yeah, here's the short list of where you might expect support for it. At least this is the one small thing that makes us to write less code. Okay, documentation. As usually, this year we as well have a certification path and people from the knowledge team on the ground. So if you have, or if you're preparing yourself to pass the certifications, don't hesitate them to ask, and they will be available. Tomek here, yeah, he is there. So he's the guy if you would like to ask about anything, how it looks like, how you could proceed with it. But yeah, let's look on some highlights. First thing, which personally Łukasz was very pushing for and looking for it for many years, was reintroduction of the PHP API reference. It's a very simple thing. So far, those informations have been accessible via all the IDE tooltips and so on, but we decided to make out of it a really good looking documentation, extracting all of those contracts, because we're limiting this to this part of the system, when you could browse and go through and make familiar yourself with the available APIs. We constantly, each month, add the missing, the doc books, PHP doc comments to package when it actually fits the most, and some of them, in my opinion, contain some interesting small details that you would otherwise have to discover on your own, and which doesn't fit into wide type of the documentation. So yeah, and the last thing, which I know that a lot of you also the struggle, myself as well, was actually the search results. So we have Adrian here as well, yeah, there, who take this into account, this feedback, and work to provide the better search results, and including the full page. So it should be right now much easier to find those symbols. Yeah. To simplify our daily work. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm on time. I guess so. So that was very short overview of the whole things, which I picked for you today. And with that, I would say thank you and enjoy the conference.
Thank you so much, Adam. And do we have any questions right now for this first Q&A session time? If no, yeah, there is one. Okay.
Hi, I'm David from Adesso, and first of all, thanks for the presentation. I do have a question regarding the notification system. So right now we have two options. One would be the notification bar at the bottom with the error, info, and success messages, and the notification bell at the top. With the new interface, that addresses only the notification bell at the top, if I got that right.
Yes, that's correct.
Since it's so small and easy to overlook, would it be possible to extend the system to force display the notification? So when you load the page, make a pop-up immediately, depending on priority or severity of the notification?
That's very good feedback. I show you the backend layer of the feature, but it's not a secret that the team is as well working on revamping how it looks, how it feels, how it interacts with user. Mm-hmm. So we take this and add additional requirement.
Okay.
To the specification for you.
Perfect.
It makes sense.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, thank you for the question. Any more? Yeah.
Hi. So we are right now just investigating how to use Ibexa into our own or into our product line right now. So I just have one question regarding the front end. When we use the Ibexa, on the front end we can use any framework, right? It doesn't have to be React or something specific, right? Right now we are using Vanilla.js, so we can just plug in to the system and we can render it, right?
That's correct. We can provide you the building blocks that help you to build the front end, but this is your expertise as a partners and customers, and up to your preferences what front end tech you would like to use. If it's server-side rendering, some React, Vue, Vanilla.js, totally up to you.
Thank you. I don't see. Okay.
Thank you. If we are talking about the front end, I have a question whether it will be possible to integrate our front end into editor back office backend so that our editors can see the content as the customers will see it. Because we have several apps, several brandings, themes, and everything. We build a front end, but for the editors, we have a separate preview app so that they access the content. They still use the page builder, but they can only see the result with the preview. And the following question to that is that we don't really have access to the drafts through the API, which would also be nice. Maybe our API usage is not really, we build a custom API, not we, but our partners, so that maybe it's not the problem of Ibexa.
Depends on the API, but from the PHP API, definitely you have to have the access to it because we as well using it to build the product and editorial interface. So the only one thing which you must remember while trying to access the drafts is that they are not available through the search API. They are not content objects yet. They are not doesn't have location yet. They have just only mark where the location should be created after publishing it. That's why they are not available in the search index. So maybe this is from where the confusion came from, that they might be not available. This is actually the subject to change. We have on the roadmap as well the federated search, or actually going into details of the search and be able, from partner point of view, from developer point of view, have different indexes for different use case, including index dedicated to drafts as well, to be easily able to, for instance, show them on the content tree. And what was the first question? To use the front end in the backend, see?
Yeah, for the editor back office, we want to use our front end. For the editor's experience is suboptimal because we have to build a separate app with separate deployment in order to make them able to see the content in the branding, colors, and everything as the customers will see it. And we would not like to develop the separate components in twigs, but use our own things and integrate them directly into the back office.
We speak about this use case as well, because I believe you are building some single-page application with the front-end part, right? Or rendering this in a headless use case?
Headless.
Okay. We speak about this one, but so far I don't have solution. We have some very small glimpse of it, and some internal POC which allows you to potentially not rely on while rendering the preview inside of the admin. We have the small thing which allows you to potentially pass the URL of the final application, which will be responsible for rendering this content while consuming the REST APIs. It was actually, extension point was part of the site context, which we released in March last year. Afterwards, I could point you out to this one. Maybe it will be helpful for your use case and simplify work. But to fully look into this use case, that, hey, I would like to delegate rendering of the content to somewhere else and just use this preview inside of the applications. This is currently incomplete, and there are some places where this is not possible at the moment, or by possible, I mean in the documented and easy way, because of course everything is possible, it's just a matter of time. But we could look on it afterwards, and maybe I will be able to help you and point you out to some stuff that may help you. Feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you. One more.
Hi, question and a request, maybe if I may. Taxonomy and PIM modules are not using location tree.
Yes.
And it also means not using URL aliases. I wonder what was this decision behind this, what is the reason, and would you consider implementing it in that way?
For the local product catalog, yes, we heard this feedback as well. We also try to find the solutions. I have in mind some kind of be able to mount the products. We had this idea to be able to store the product in one place and then exposing them. This is maybe not very explicit, but if you look on the migration schema or migration files for it, there is actually the one location where the entire product catalog is stored. But this is the location created directly under the root, same as media or users or taxonomies. It's relatively easy to change this location to something else or create for this product catalog content, which is the container for autos, create additional location. But today I don't have the user interface for it. It's doable by the API, and then the URLs will be respecting the locations and the structure. That's the workaround for now for this. But of course, we will think of how this could be taken into account and somehow inject into the URL aliasing system if this is what you would like to use.
And also for the taxonomy.
That's similar answer, I would say, because that was similar principle there applied.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you for all the questions. You need to remember that always you can approach to Adam and all our presenters to ask more questions, and surely we will find time to answer. And
thank you.
Thank you again, Adam.